Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
Hey guys, we are live. Let me do a mic check real quick.
Yo, trying not to lean into this mic. Those are the visuals as well, but
Check 1 2 1 2.
microphone check. Do we need what? How are the levels if I stay back here? What are we looking like?
You're good. As long as we're green, we're good.
All right, so not only are we doing something brand new as far as doing a new podcast. By the way, are you finding it a little distracting on whether you're looking on the mic here, the camera?
I'm producing tonight, and we're watching Baby. But yeah, so like I said, I'm a producer tonight, so I'm kind of gonna lead. And Baby's not satisfied, so this is the reality of it all. I'm going to grab him right now.
See, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if I'm all that like. And it does. I don't want to make it sound like I'm not concerned with the visuals, because obviously, I guess there will be comments there. Are we gonna be able to see the comments sideways if we have anybody join us?
I'm going to probably have to look at it on my computer, but I do see people joining. I think that's Christina. Hey, Christina. Thanks for coming and
Christina,
supporting
what's
us.
going on? It's gonna be a little different than our usual.
Yes. Oh, I think my computer just died. That's nice.
That lights are green now.
Yeah. So we're still recording here. So I kind of lost
Hey guys,
my notes
sorry.
and stuff like that. So let's get into it. Welcome
notes?
to. I have it in my head. Welcome to My Plus One video
I almost
podcast.
asked you where's your phone a while ago.
Video podcast. So welcome. It's your first time here. I think this is everyone's first time here because this is the launch of My Plus One video podcast. I'm really excited for it. So let's first get into it and pay the bills. This broadcast is brought to you by Anon, which is a Disney seller.
Yes.
Please check out www.anonboutique.com.
Small business
that we own.
are the business.
But
full disclosure, you will hear ads for Anon here.
Exactly.
We're not shilling for Anon. We're not gonna be like trying to sell products here or sell the business, but it is our it is our sponsor. Literally, it's what's paid for all the equipment that that we're here with. And don't worry, guys, I'm gonna turn this towards you. This is a Heineken Zero.
Zero, not sponsored, but maybe eventually we can get sponsored.
The non-alcoholic version for Lisa, who is breastfeeding and still playing
wanted to come and say hello. So.
No alcohol game. Although I have said that she should. I have been on record. I want to be on record as saying that I think she should get the strips. Her sister told her to get the strips
we'll get it.
months ago. If you're in like what strips, the basically pump and dump strips.
Pump and dump strips.
So she can be able to partake in alcoholic beverage again. She's already gone at this point. How long now?
Not really. Most likely like a year since I've not drank anything.
Yeah.
Baby just knocked out his pacifier.
Where is it?
It's on the ground. You can hold him. Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
So I guess.
So yeah, let's continue.
The plus one
with
is
the
a
My
little
Plus
bit more.
One. He is.
Plus.
Yeah.
Plus,
he's
plus.
another plus. But. You know, we're gonna get into the who, what, when, why, and how of it all. Like,
so
really, what?
Parents question, right? He's how many weeks now? 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
All right, so he's at 7 weeks right now. Were you guys like, I'm very excited for like when I could play with him and like and all of that, right? But have you guys gone through this like they refuse to make eye contact with you or like even look you in the face kind of thing? Because he's very obsessed with looking over his shoulder. Like, okay, whatever he's looking at over here, if I turn him towards it, he's just gonna get uninterested and try to look for Lisa at that point.
Yeah, he's looking for me. He's looking for me.
Woo, woo,
All right. So like I said, let's get into it. If you're watching us or if you're listening to us on Anchor or Apple Podcasts, we welcome you. And again, this is the launch. This is episode 1 of My Plus One podcast.
He has this thing of
Video
biting my
podcast.
nose. It's just kind of weird.
Video podcast. So who are we? Okay, let's kind of get into that. My name is Lisa Madden, aka Lisa Lovely, aka Lisa B.
Lisa B. I've never heard that one.
Lisa Baby. Hey, I got a name for everything. Lisa Baby. So this is my husband,
Daniel Madden, or
Daniel Madden.
if you
yeah,
you hear Mac, that's
Mac,
the same
Steph,
same
you know,
person.
same person. Absolute Sitter. And if you
It's
follow
another
his podcast
podcast
as well.
that I'm trying to
So-
do. We're trying to do a bunch of stuff all
this
at
is
once.
the family podcast. This is the family, as in like you and I podcast. This is a family friendly. It is a family friendly podcast.
Family friendly as
So
much as possible.
That kind of goes into what we are. Like, we'll be sitting down to discuss lessons we've learned. See, you're looking for me. Lessons we've learned, and insight into like our love and how that's kind of moved us and brought us to where we are today. But this is not only for a relationship blog. This is, we think about just intimate relationships, but there's all types of relationships. There's relationships with your family, friends, and this is kind of what we're going to be going to. People are going to be sending us advice questions, and we're going to go into that and build on that, build a community of love with laughter and all that stuff. That's our goal. And then when is Mondays. Mondays is going to be when we put an episode out.
Try to put an episode out.
We're going to try. We're
We're
new
also
parents,
trying to edit as
new
well.
parents,
So
and he's working.
this is
I'm
going to
on
be a
maternity
little
leave, so
we'll
see.
difficult to temper responses, because I was very much looking forward to being able to say stuff and be like, all right, yeah, no, we're gonna edit that. But with the live launch, it's gonna be, I guess, a little bit of a test run of doing live. So it's a little exciting to see.
Exactly.
Kellan was excited enough to stay up and go against the plans.
I thought I could get him to sleep now. Didn't work. Still trying to figure that out, but
And he is mesmerized by this light. He is obsessed
he's
with
like,
lights.
ooh, this lights. But again, that's kind of what we are all about, like who, what, when, why. Well, no, we didn't go through the why. So why?
Pretty much like everything this year as well. Nothing is going to plan. So I mean, I guess we're gonna also have to wing a lot of this, like we're winging this year, winging ourselves through this year. The why is very interesting. I think we might differ on our whys. We wanted to do a podcast.
Let's hear your why.
My whys for why I wanted to do a podcast was, we actually watched a couple different people who blog and do certain things, and I've always been that critical person, that like armchair quarterback type. Oh, I could do that, or no, I don't agree with this, and I'm always commenting out loud on that type of person. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? You're probably, if you haven't already said this to me, like, why don't you just do it yourself then? If beyond getting to that point, it was like, I thought it was interesting to see if other people went through what we went through. Mm-hmm. So as much as like I'd like to be able to give advice, I'd like to also get advice and hear opinions and spark more conversations. I think a lot of the time, like I think the whole popularity of podcasts has come about because right now, like we used to have conversations. We used to have these conversations in college and so forth.
Like in
and
college,
we don't
I
anymore.
felt like we used to have like conversations. We used to, like
group
discussions.
right?
Discussions. Everything from like politics to the silliest what if questions. And I think that's kind of what when I met Dan, it was like that was the thing that was like, oh, there were like the breath of fresh air. Because like when I came back home, it was like the guys I would encounter they weren't giving me that type of like intrigue. So it's nice that when I met him, it was like, oh, okay, there are people out there that still want to have conversations, and instead of that group think that Instagram and Facebook, like that's all kind of where we go and what we do. It's nice to see that people are actually still willing and wanting to be a part of the conversation. So that's what my purpose is, my why, in why we have my plus one.
Like a big thing when we just started dating was asking hypothetical questions, which I think Lisa originally thought was kind of weird, that I'd have these like weird hypothetical questions.
He has some crazy what ifs though. Some
right?
like crazy what ifs.
But my thing was, that's the whole point of like, you get to ask these questions. Oh, he's doing it again.
I'm here, Papa.
No, he's doing the eye crossing thing. It weirds me out when he does that. Yeah, so it's the hypothetical question, because I don't think people ask enough questions, like not just like how is your day and exactly like input output stuff, like what happened today, how was work,
and I think a lot of relationships kind of fall into that. Friendships as well as intimate relationships, you're kind of like,
it just becomes like an input output of what is what it is.
What it is, yeah.
And then at some point, then if that's all you guys have a conversation about, you might as well get married to a coworker or be in a because that's the person that you're technically gonna have the most in common with. You know, like we'd ask. I'm trying to figure out what was the starting point as far as hypothetical questions that you thought was like, what is wrong with this guy? Why does he ask me these questions?
Yeah, for me it was more like,
you are excited enough to be crying right
we're
now.
twisted. We're not straight on Instagram. I just realized that. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
What, sideways?
Yeah, we're sideways.
So let's just go upright then. I mean, there's no real.
Can we? Okay, I guess we can. Keep talking.
Yeah. So, no, but it's yeah. I know you're praying like productive. Doing what?
You're tying an impulse to him. This guy's driving me insane. So he has this thing, right? That the baby claims he knows the baby is hungry because he makes
the
him.
Baby claims.
Daniel claims that he knows that the baby's hungry is when he puts his nose there and the baby starts to like open his mouth for his nose.
No, it's not.
So I told him he stopped doing that because
nose.
it's like it's Pavlov's response is
it's
he's
not
gonna be
that.
like, oh, if I do that, then I know he'll come and bring booby to me. So stop doing that.
It's not that.
Because I fed him already.
Listen, what his thing is how viciously attacks my nose. Then I know he's hungry. If he just does like he opens his mouth, then I know it's just, oh, I'll just do it because you're sticking something close to my mouth. But when I hold him close to my face, if I see him do that like shark, then I know like he's hungry at that point. That and the frustration with the pacifier. That like he's like cursing the pacifier out. Like, this nipple doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. This nipple's just for show. Then I know, my little man's hungry.
Yeah. So this is what parents do. We have to multitask as we get along. Let's see if there's any other questions as to who, what, when, why, and how.
Well, we got to turn it upright so we're not reading sideways like this.
Yeah. I don't know how easy that setup is going to be, but we're going to be back in 2 minutes. We're going to sign off and sign back on, and we'll be right back.
We'll still be recording if you're listening.
If you're
so
listening
don't worry.
to us.
You'll just hear a couple shuffling
and all
around.
that stuff, but we'll be right back.
This is the wonders of going live, people.
I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love.